Stop being humble for a nigga. You out here being humble when everybody popping their shit. It's time for you to start popping your shit then.
And I don't know if you even notice me. Oh, what's up, y'all? What's the deal, family? What's the deal? Stop being humble for a nigga. Fuck, nigga. Ha. Hey, them boys getting creative and more creative on this thing. What's the word? What's the word? Dreamwise here for another one. Yes, sir. The mystical primordial waters of noon and how it affects you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dive deep. I want to play that video again because goddamn, the God is hilarious and he's speaking truth to power. Check it.
Stop being humble for a nigga. You out here being humble when everybody popping their shit. It's time for you to start popping your shit then.
Pop your shit, baby. Pop your shit. Talk your shit. That's me when I'm 50. Big, eating good, big back. You feel me? Good. Sitting back, huge. Like, fuck it. But right now, I got some work to do. Yes, sir. The primordial waters of noon. The Egyptian understanding of this thing and how it can affect you, how it will affect you. So this is an important topic because essentially we want to understand what the Egyptians were speaking of when they were putting together these mythologies and stories in the form of symbols. And they were essentially speaking of a creation process or what you are divinely. And the more you understand the mythology as just symbols or energetic codes to get on your shit, then the more you can start getting to work in this third dimension and you'll start to see your technology work for you for the better. So the biggest aspect of spirituality is not what you know, it's what you're doing with the information. It's applying the information. So that's what I'm gonna give y'all today. I'm gonna give y'all some application, some applicable steps to transform your water of noon. Because at the end of the day, if you can listen to me for entertainment and shit. I do feel like I'm rather funny. But at the same time, at the end of the day, let's get to work. You feel me? So we can actually change our world and we can understand how easy stuff is. It takes a little ingenuity, it takes a little guts to pull it off. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you can do it because I've done it. All right, so the waters of noon, the waters of noon. In the beginning, before time itself, there was none or noon, an infinite, dark, and boundless ocean of primordial waters. This is in the Egyptian mythology, right? So in the beginning, before creation, before it all, there was this substance, this water of infinite, dark, and boundless energy. So we got to understand that to the core, that permeating energy is a substance, right? And they call it these primordial waters. It was the chaos before creation. Chaos beings, that's you. It was the chaos before creation. A void of potential where no light, land, or life existed. So that's where we get the whole chaos being idea from, right? Chaos being is a potential uh, 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 being, essentially, right? So you have the potential to create certain situationships, certain ideas, certain third dimensional figures, forms, based off of you just being the all, the alpha and omega. The before this whole thing, right? You actually created this whole thing. The waters of noon were eternal, formless, and silent, holding within them the raw essence of existence yet to be shaped. So noon, right? The waters of noon is melanin, right? Melanin, and that's before the creation, before all of this stuff, is the dark energy in the universe. So in this thing we call the universe, right, which universe means one song, we're going to get to that. There's an intelligence called melanin that's permeating the universe, if you will, right? And that dark energy is essentially how you create in this specific third dimension and in your reality today. So when you understand you are the universe, inside of you is a universe, and you are essentially a universe, which I'm about to prove to y'all now, then essentially you can actually start to understand that your primordial waters of NUN inside of you is a mechanism for you to create based off of certain features and the ways to apply the application, which I'm about to show y'all now. So it says, did you know melanin is the super absorber of all forms of energy? Uh-oh. So what does that mean, Dreamwise? So melanin is converting whatever you're pulling into you, right? And conducting it to form some kind of situationship, some kind of motion, some kind of thought frequency in your mind. So our melanin can be manipulated based off of us being unconscious of what we're putting in our system, whether that be food, TV, toxins, alcohol, drugs, whatever you're putting in your system, bad information, good information, right? All of that. Our melanin is going to absorb it and turn it into energy for us. Now, that energy that it turns into is going to serve you unconsciously or consciously. If you're a conscious being, that means you understand how your mechanism works. It's going to serve you to your potential, to what you ingested in your system. You feel me? So then that means you want to be mindful of what you're absorbing. And it's not to absorb, it's also, we want to be able to, as a chaos being, we want to be able to observe. So it says melanin is a super absorber of all forms of energy. It has black hole properties. So that means it's sucking in information, and it can grab and take handle it to it and then move it into a specific place for you. It absorbs toxins. It can convert light to sound and back again. So light, remember, light is just what you're seeing information in the physical world. So it's the physical forms that you're seeing in all the items around you. But that's information, which is light. So then as you're moving throughout your day, right, you're constantly consuming light. So logos and slogans and all of that is a form of light to convert into your mind. So when you see the McDonald's logo, you're driving by, you see the McDonald's logo, it might give you a certain energy signature in your being to make you move in a certain way. You feel me? So they don't need commercials to sell you on an item. They just want to show you their logo. And then in them showing you their logo, essentially, you believe in the brand. Once they show you it over and over and over and over and over again, you subconsciously believe in the brand because you've been absorbed. It's been absorbed into your being. So now all of a sudden you take particular likings to brands, to particular brands, based off of you unconsciously, believe it. So when you see the Nike logo and stuff, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that justifies good sports and blah, 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 and all of this. So when they give these $1 million contracts to these sports athletes to wear their shoes. It's not because the kid is going to see it and say, oh, he got Nikes, I want to be like him. It's not really that. There's a part of that, but it's not really that. It's more so just to keep on showing their symbol over and over and over again, to drive the narrative of, okay, well, Nikes is where it's at. You feel me? So that's the key. We want to understand that, like, you're absorbing these symbols and energies. It can convert light to sound and back again. It stores, transforms, and conducts energy. It allows the growth of human beings towards spiritual consciousness and inner vision. So that's where we want to get to. Growth. So in your being, right, this substance called melanin, or this venom, or the black, or the waters of NUN, is essentially a spiritual molecule as well, right? And in this spiritual molecule, we have to be able to understand how to utilize it, how to turn it on, how to activate it, so that way we can start to have more spiritual experiences, i.e., out of body experiences, lucid dreamings, experiences, and so on and so forth, right? And manifestation, all of it, right? So you want to really be heavy in the science of melanin, your waters of NUN, and start to try to convert it to work for you. Here we go. So even speaking of melanin, right? Melanin, or the waters of NUN, right, is all comes back to water. Water. And shout out to Ani. I must pronounce my bro guy's name Ani now. Instead of Oni, because I'm like, dog, all right, change your name, cool. But it's gonna take a while for a hood nigga like me to just be because I be in the moment and shit. But we did a powerful build on his channel the other day, so y'all go check it out. Ani Osaru, ANIOSARU. Powerful build we did, and and it was fly. And this what gave me the idea to do this presentation today, because I was like, all right, let me go a little bit further into the fold so we can actually get to work. You feel me? So now, speaking of waters, or the waters of NUN, your body is 70% water and the earth is 70% water. What a coincidence. Right? Well, if we know that this is an illusion and this is a holographic world, right? And everything is in sync. There's a book called Sync that the family should get. Everything is in sync, right? Which is also chaos. How order emerges from chaos. Sync, the universe, nature, and daily life. Very, very amazing book. Like, talks about the lightning bugs, the flies, the birds, the bees, how it's all synced up, and how nature is kind of like mimicking this holographic simulation. So then this book right here, it's kind of like, okay, damn, we're living in a damn simulation for real. Because then when you really look at this thing and how things flows and moves, you be like, all right, we're in a goddamn computer program. It's an advanced computer program nonetheless, and we're advanced characters in the game. But that's how far the rabbit hole goes in this thing. You feel me? So hey, we can't even put our mind on how far this game is, based off of us believe. See, this how deep this shit gets, right? We could be playing a video game. Our higher self, which we put into this religiosity, holy grail thing, could be playing a damn video game the whole time, smoking a blunt. with a 40 in his hand and shit. Ha! Hey, I'm just telling you what it is, baby. You know, and this game could have went by super quick for him. It gets, let's say it go by for our higher self 5 minutes, but we playing this thing, like we in this thing for 100 years and shit. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. That shit fly. So understand, right? Earth and our bodies are synced up and we're aligned with our water inside of us, right? And us being 70% water and earth and heart being the same thing, which is us, which is tied to us, we got to understand to the core that we need to deal with our primordial waters of NUN. All right. So that's what I'm about to explain to y'all today, how to utilize that water inside of you. Because again, your heart is like 83% water. Your brain is like 90% water, and so on and so forth. All of this idea of water is something that we got to really drill down and understand to the core so we can actually convert this water into energy, right? And then let's go even deeper with melanin and water being a substance that work together synergistically. We want to understand that to the core as well. Let me let Bobby explain that to y'all. Here you go.
Drink water, it loosens up the astral body and the material and the spiritual element in you. That's why the most key, essential thing in the world is water. And now all the guys heard and all the people gonna tell you all this stuff about you need this for melanin. Hell, 10 years ago they didn't know shit about melanin. Exactly. And they're talking about the physical body, but the main key element and stuff, every element that you need is inside your body. You see what I'm saying? Now, alchemy is the study of melanin. And the key element that you need more than anything is water, because if the other thing, sulfur, mercury, salt, is an essential part of the body, the only thing that we have problem keeping more of is damn water, for the simple fact that we drink mostly sodas and juices and every other thing. And although water does come from that, it's no substitution for water. Most all diseases come from not having a lack of water. You see what I'm saying? So when we're talking about alchemy purposes, water. That's why when I got to a certain development, the only thing came down spiritually is to drink more and more water. And if I drink this whole jug of water, I'll get high just like drinking wine. Better. You see what I'm saying? Better than drinking wine. You see. That's why I know.
The great Bobby Hitman Hemming. What's up, y'all? What's the deal? I see y'all in here, man. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Yeah, y'all like this thing up. I'm about to drop some heat for the family real quick. So yeah, water is a key substance in alchemy, and it's a metaphysical thing as well. So we're not talking about the health thing with the H3O or what H230, whatever Yaki is pushing now with the watermelon juice and shit, right? That's cool. That's one aspect of this thing that, okay, cool. You can get your body more energy and alkaline or whatever, right? Cool. But what we're talking about is something a little bit more stranger than just the health thing. We're speaking on this substance called water that's doing something to our melanin, which creates spiritual thought and spiritual enlightened channels. And I've done the work with water and only water. And I know watermelon juice, and I know whatever kind of cucumber juice and all of that. That stuff is good. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I got to be real with myself. And I know that I pulled it off with just water alone. See, when I did that 40-day water fast, nothing but water. I didn't put no salt in my water or nothing, right? Something happened inside of me that I realized that we're beyond this human vessel. So there was some kind of transformation or shift in my mind that was happening based off of me just drinking water alone for 40 days. And in that shift and transformation, I unlocked certain things inside of me that let me lucid dream more, astral travel faster, right? Meditation is off the chain, channels, understanding, seeing my symbols at such an alarming rate, such a quick rate. You feel me? When I think a thought and then all of a sudden I see a symbol that correlates to that thought in 5 minutes, that ain't no coincidence. So this ain't, this ain't for the human or the intellectual. This is for the chaos beings only, because they're going to only understand what I'm saying based off of them understanding the synchronistic flow of how you're everything, everywhere, all at once, and we are all one. So this is to my niggas that, them Earth, Wind, and Fires and shit, Roy Ayers. That, what I'm saying? I'm not talking to the health conscious people. I'm speaking of something a little bit more stranger that takes you into the great waters of NUN. So I'm going to show y'all how to do it now, because at the same time, at the end of the day, if you're about your spiritual work, then, hey, this is going to shift your mind heavily. So yeah, the water element is a huge symbolic message for us to understand to the core that, it's just the element alone, or the symbol alone. It means balance, change, creativity, divination, right? All the good stuff we talk about in spiritual work, dreams, emotions, right? But when you see water in your dreams, just know that there might be some emotion tied to the symbol that is showing you, whatever you might be have been thinking on your mind. You see what I'm saying? Fertility, life, nurture, purification. All of water has such a big component to our lives, and we got to understand we're on a water planet and we're actually breathing in water. So now we can take the primordial waters of NUN to a whole nother level, right? Because again, essentially NUN is the start of it all. And in the start of it all, NUN, the god NUN, or the primordial waters of NUN, right? Let's stay there. Created atom. And atom is just atom, or the atoms in your body, right? So it's all just a creation story. That's it. So atom, or atoms, or the atoms in your body, right? Same Adam and Eve thing, right? Created Shu and Tefnu, which is breath, and moisture, which just creates the earth. So it's not a literal story that happened. This is metaphysical concepts to understand creation. And as a chaos being, you are just a creator, and you came down here to create. So a lot of times what's happening is we're not creating based off of, we changed our water of NUN into a robot, into a worker. So we don't have the drive or the, I guess, ambition or energy to create, because our water has been programmed with fear, sadness, trauma, hurt, pain, and the biggest one is just fear. And that fear shields our inability to actually tap into our water. So like I was telling the family the other day, like I was saying, like, yeah, the Patreon family was saying, because I've been thinking about, doing Muay Thai or that other martial arts form, right? But I got a Muay Thai place by my house. So when they kept on saying Muay Thai, I was like, all right, Spirit, I hear you, fuck it. So I went in there, checked it out. You feel me? And that ability or that specific push to go is the key. That's the motion that you need to have. So if you have that specific motion, right, in the aspect of, oh, okay, boom, I'm gonna just get up and go, right, to this thing, then that's what you need. So a lot of times what's happening is we're just on the couch and stuck in a rut, and then we don't ever have the adventure unfold because we're just sitting on the couch not doing nothing. You came down here to experience, and people are afraid to die. So in order to live, you're gonna have to stay in motion, and that motion is just a spiritual venom inside of you, which is melanin, that makes you move. So just doing little stuff like that, going to an art class, going to a cooking class, right? Whatever spirit is telling you. I'm not inside your head, so you got to be able to understand what spirit is communicating to you. See, look, if you're sitting on the couch and spirit will give it to you in the form of them TV shows. You sitting on the couch, right? And you've been meditating and trying to manifest your freedom in the world. And you're sitting on the couch and you keep on watching these cooking shows. You're like, damn, another cooking show came on? What the fuck? That spirit been telling you, hey, go to this cooking class real quick. You feel me? Or call your mama to help you learn how to cook. Right? And you just enjoy you feeling that. It's a feeling mechanism too, because you'll be like, wow, I really want to do that shit. You feel me? But the ego sets in and say, oh, it's going to take too much time. It's going to be too painful. It might cost too much. Da, 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 da. And that shit just gets suppressed super quick. Ugh. Then that's what's happening, and that's what's stopping you from being in manifestation mode. So now you want to be able to change and tripwire your water of NUN and really stand up for yourself, right? So you can move in a creative process, in the creativity zone. You feel me? So yeah, water is a huge and important element that we want to understand to the core. And in the Patreon, I'm gonna do something. Me and Yosef is gonna do something on this springing forward energy, because spring is in 10 days. So y'all be on the lookout for that, where we're gonna tie in all the elements and these signs and symbols that you see here, and give you the understanding of a complete manifestation story. I'm about to give you part of it today, but hey, I gotta save the whole for the Patreon. So if you want to get down with the family, link is in the description. But at the same time, at the end of the day, what I'm about to give you right now is gold. So if you just pay attention to this shit is going to change your life quickly. It says a fetus lives in a watery environment inside the mother's womb called amniotic fluid, which is contained within the amniotic sac. Essentially, the baby floats in water during pregnancy. So in the creation, in the lower level of creation, right, which is penis and vagina, and you creating a baby, which is a miracle process that's happening. Even in that creation story, you're in water as a fetus. It says it cushions and protects the developing baby, helps maintain a constant temperature, and allows the baby to move freely. The fluid is primarily water with various nutrients and electrolytes. So now, even at the beginning of it all, you coming in from water. So your body is 70% water. The earth is 70% water. And at the beginning of you coming to earth, you're in a ball of water. So now we want to understand, oh, okay, wait, there's something to this water, my friends. What is it? What is it? And understanding that the primordial waters of NUN is just chaos or melanin, right? That's a huge shift in your world to start understanding that you want to be in a potential phase, or even if you look at chaos as a destruction phase. Because some of y'all got to destroy your old self before you get into making a new. So in a destruction phase, it can be as simple as you throwing away an old couch that you had a lot of sex on and shit. An old bed that you used to bang them chicken head hoes on and shit. You still got that old bed in your house and stuff. You had so much low vibrational sex on that bitch, and you still got this bed in your house? God damn. That hoe carrying so much type of energy in that hoe. That couch got all kind of sex stains on that bitch. And you still got it in your house. You got it in your garage, but you still got it in there. Talk about, yeah, this is my man cave and shit. Ha! Yeah, I know. You be sitting on that couch recalling some of the good times you had, or low vibrational times you had. Drinking 40s and shit, Four Locos and all of that. Yeah, I know. That's you. Yeah. Ha! So chaos is that you destroying that old self so you can bring forth the new. So if you get rid of that couch, get rid of them clothes. Spring cleaning is coming. It's in 10 days. Me and Yosef and D-Ray, we're gonna do a whole spring forward class for the Patreon. That's gonna come up when spring forward, the 21st. And happy birthday to my T Jones, baby. Happy birthday to my mama. Mama Wise. Yes, sir. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. And man, I just want to say I love my mama so much if she's watching this, because she do watch. She be like, I don't be watching that. She be saying stuff. I be like, damn, I said that in the second hour. You watching something. So happy birthday to my mama. Yeah, that's Friday, the 21st, March 21st. So y'all be on the lookout for that in the Patreon, because we're going to dive deep into the fold with that. Okay, so let's keep it rolling. Where was I at? Okay, so boom, we understand that your water is important. This water is chaos energy is important, right? Now, in this children's song, it's a metaphysical code to give you an understanding of how important your water is. This says, roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. The stream, or your water, is your consciousness. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Dream-wise, you're a dreamer, dreaming dreams. So this life you're living is a big dream. And if you put yourself in the dream as a cubicle worker, then so shall it be. Thomas Anderson, Neo. So you got to choose the pill that you want to take. You got to change your stream that you're rowing down, right? The stream of consciousness that you're receiving, to something that works for you. And in order to do that, you're going to have to understand how these mechanisms works inside of you, so that you can actually change your stream of consciousness that's coming to you. Understand the stream is how you move, right? And you're rowing down the stream in this big ass dream we're in. So now the stream that's coming through you is essentially putting you in a specific motion, which is attracting situationships to you, attracting certain people to you, and making you move in a certain manner. And in that certain manner, it can be hindering you, hurting you, or it can be, a positive thing for you. But it's up to you to make the courageous understanding in your mind to say, oh, okay, wait a minute. I think my stream of consciousness is polluted with trash. Because my world, one way to realize it is just look around and say, okay, am I in a space that I want to be? Do I want to see myself grander? Do I want to see more from myself? You feel me? And if you can't look around, because it's as above, so below, as within, so without. If you can't look around and say, man, I'm really comfortable where I'm at, then you need to change your stream of consciousness ASAP. Because your mind is converted to a certain thing that's showing you that it's not serving you at all. Check this video out.
Think about positive outcomes. When you're overthinking because you're running endless negative scenarios. You are never running.
Hold on, let me see if it plays. Can y'all see
Scenarios.
that?
Never.
You never wake up going, my company's going to make too much money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my relationship's going to go too well.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I can't believe I'm going to get too healthy. We're never overwhelmed by positive scenarios. We're always overwhelmed by negative scenarios. And so I started looking at this, okay, what's going on in sense of the internal world of us human beings? And here's what happens. We fall into negative patterns, but we have to move into positive patterns. You do not fall into positive patterns. You do not fall into positive thoughts. You have to move into positive thoughts. You have to move into positive behavior. So if you're going to bring negative emotions, all you have to do is just slip into it and fall into it.
Okay, so he said a lot right there, which was very powerful and profound. So it takes energy and effort and a little ingenuity to move into positive thoughts for yourself. The negative thoughts is a free-flowing thing because the fear is so much easier to grasp into, the worry and the stress. So it can be something as small as whatever it can be. It can be something very, very small in your life where you can just think about it in a fearful, worry state way. And you're not even realizing you're thinking about it in that specific manner. And it just keeps on snowballing over and over and over again on itself. So when you're making a conscious effort to think positively in your life and change your water by thinking positive, change your stream of consciousness by thinking positive, then all of a sudden it's going to take you to be conscious and aware of your thoughts. See, that's what consciousness is. It's about you being able to recognize, wait a minute, whoa. I'm thinking low vibrational. I'm thinking kind of scary. I'm thinking kind of in a fearful position. And I ain't really putting myself in the best position because I'm in this place of fear dome. In this place of stress and worry and fear. And, you know, it's easier said than done, but it does take a little bit of guts to think on a positive note. See, the whole world is filled with negativity and low vibrational shit and this kind of place of judgment and ridicule and hate and hurt. It takes some courage to stand up for yourself and say, you know what, I'm gonna just start thinking about myself in a winning vibration. I'm gonna start putting myself in a winning vibration and start challenging myself to be that nigga, that bitch. And fuck what everybody else is talking about because, hey, I'm shining bright. And it's my time to shine, baby. Y'all just seen that video I played at the beginning. Hold on, I'm gonna play it again. Hold on, so y'all can get this shit.
Stop being humble for it, nigga. You out here being humble when everybody popping their shit. It's time for you to start popping your shit, then.
Hey, I'll just tell y'all what it is. Somebody gonna have to stand up for themselves. You're gonna have to stand up for yourself and start saying, you know what, fuck it. I'm about to do me and I'm about to shine bright in this bitch. And whoever don't like it, fuck it. Hey, it don't not no stress off my back. We're so worried about others and thinking about the judgment or the ridicule that might come with us shining bright. When the real game is just to let them die in their body and you shine brightly because shit, that's what you are. So the more you start putting yourself in a better stream of consciousness, of seeing yourself as feeling this stream of consciousness as a winner come through you over and over and over again, the more your world will change. But until then, if you're rowing down a stream of negativity, of trash, of fear, of hurt, then essentially that's what your world is going to show you. And I'm telling you, you can't blame nobody else but yourself, baby. It's over for that. We're about to spring into the new year, right? In 10 days. You're going to have to blame yourself first. Look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I ain't going to blame my parents. I ain't going to blame society, the government, the schooling system. I'm going to have to just check myself in the mirror and say, fuck it. I'm choosing to blame you. And as I'm blaming myself, I'm going to do what I have to do, step by step, little by little, to change the waters of NUN that's inside of me to work for me. Because again, that waters of NUN is your chaos. It's the potential energy. And it's just giving you what you're feeding it. And if you're constantly feeding it trash vibrations, then that's all you're going to constantly get is trash vibrations. And your world is going to look that way. So I want to encourage the family to understand this. This row, row, row your boat is a metaphysical nursery rhyme for you. And it says, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream again. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Now, this is so deep and this is so profound because a crocodile and the screaming is a huge thing. So if y'all know Patriarch family, y'all know the screaming is part of you breaking up some energy in your throat chakra. And that crocodile is none other than, you guessed it, Sobek. So Sobek embodies the primal energy of creation and destruction. So Sobek is both in the Egyptian mythology, right? His power lies in balancing these forces, transforming chaos into order, fertility, and renewal, ensuring the cycles of life continue with strength and vitality. So when we talk about the waters of NUN and Sobek coming together, that's basically pushing the chaos, the primordial waters of NUN, into order, into form, which is what you're trying to do in this earthly realm. You're trying to get your shit together. You're trying to be in a space of abundance, love, power, bliss. See, heaven on earth is not an illusionary thing. You can achieve heaven on earth, but it's first you achieving it in the mind, and then essentially in your heaven on earth where you're free in the mind, you have this freedom in the mind. Essentially, the freedom will reign supreme in your outer world. Based off of you're not worried about situations, things, people judging you. You'll make that assertive effort to go to that cooking class. You'll speak to that specific female that you need to speak to by spirits telling you what time it is, right? And you're not going to judge yourself because your waters of NUN, your chaos, your melanin is going to give you the words to say in a specific time that makes it work for you. Nigga, I can't tell you how many people work for me, boy. What? And it's just based off of my ability to speak to people, or just based off my melanin transforming into the chaos, and then it's actually attracting them to say, oh, let me work for Dream. So now, you know what I'm saying? Niggas might perceive that to be like a level of, you know, the gift of gab or ability to speak, but it's actually me just tapping into my melanin. And it's because, see, some people will speak and their speech is kind of off, right? Based off of they don't even believe it. So what I'm speaking is love and pure heart truth that's saying, hey, look, I need you for this particular mission. We just did that yesterday in the Shivatism class on Patreon, where we was talking about speaking. What we was talking about? We was talking about, getting females to do stuff for you. You feel me? Y'all go check that out, because that's an important concept, fellas, for you to understand to the core as you're walking in this third dimensional realm. Don't worry, it's all, we was dropping yesterday in that bitch. Y'all go check that out. So Sobek, right? The crocodile, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Screaming is just you expressing yourself, letting it out, getting it out, right? So one aspect to break up your throat chakra is screaming. Tell the family that all the time. You got to scream to break that shit up. Another aspect of it is singing. You got to sing songs, sing all the songs to break that energy up inside of you so you can start speaking clearly with ease. Go to Toastmasters. Go to start joining a place where you these groups where you can speak and just start speaking. Don't judge yourself when you speak, because you're just working on your throat chakra. But if you never say a word, if you don't put no sound into this earth realm, then how are you supposed to create? See, look, the waters, right, of NUN is going to create for you based off of you expressing your truth to your water. The water is inside of you. So Dr. Emoto showed you that. You feel me? Here go the Emoto water bottles, right? I made 5 years ago. Got all the positive words and affirmations on it. You feel me? I'm going to bring them back. Don't worry. I'm bringing back very, very soon. Just got to sit down and do it. You feel me? But shit, you know what I'm saying? I need to bring them back. I'll bring them back, because I'll probably put those on TikTok, and them things will go on TikTok too, boy. What? Ha! Chaos in the blood. Yeah, that's what. Hey, I'm just telling you, TikTok been a different game changer. Like, it brought me another level of abundance. I was already free, and this TikTok came in, and I said, "Oh shit! Oh happy day!" You feel me? So shit. But this Emoto water bottle, right, is essentially that. You feel me? It's words transforming your water inside. And Emoto's water experiment is one that has to be understood to the core. You are 70% water, family. Earth is water. You feel me? You affect your water by sound alone. Check this video out.
This next series of photographs are the work of Japanese researcher Mr. Masaru Emoto from his book, The Message from Water. Mr. Emoto's work provides factual evidence that human vibrational energy, thoughts, words, ideas, and music affect the molecular structure of water.
Thoughts, words, and music affect the molecular structure of water. Thoughts, words, and music affect the molecular structure of water. Your body is 70% water. Thoughts, words and music affect the molecular structure of water. Your body is 70% water. All right.
Please remember that water comprises over 70% of a mature human body and covers the same amount on our planet. Water is the very source of all life. This photo shows the beautifully formed geometric design of the Yushi Spring water. This next photo is from the Shimanto River, the last clean spring in Japan. Notice the extraordinary geometric forms. The fact that the molecular structure of water can be affected by our consciousness, our intent, and our sounds is extremely important.
I can't make it up. You're going to have to really understand this to the core. Like when I was doing that Emoto stuff back in the day, right? And this before I was on YouTube. I knew because I used to write on my water bottles, like water gallons. I used to write words on my water gallons, right? And take them to work when I had a job. And in me doing that, alone just writing on them, you feel me? In me just doing that, just writing on my water gallons, it started to tripwire something inside of me to see how much positivity, or even just seeing how negative I was in this specific time of my thoughts coming into my mind. So then in order to obliterate them, I had to consciously, habitually run down on them hoes by speaking nothing but positive words to me, even at my job, out loud. Out loud with my voice out loud. So then I had a whole thing where I did affirmations based off of the chakra system. So there was I had sentences of affirmations based off of the chakra system, right? And in them sentences, you would just say them and repeat them over and over and over again. You feel me? So in me repeating them words out loud with my voice out loud, I was actually changing the molecular structure of my water inside. So again, right? Let's get back to it. We'll get back to Emoto. Check it out. The waters of NUN. It was the chaos before creation, a void of potential where no light, land, or life existed. The waters of NUN were eternal, formless, and silent, holding within them the raw essence of existence, yet to be shaped. Shaped. So you're trying to shape or put into form your world based off of your words. Very, very important that we get to the aspects of understanding that to the core. Man, appreciate that, Rising Vibes. I see y'all in here. What y'all talk about? Y'all leave y'all questions because I'm going to dive deeper into the fold. Leave y'all questions for the family so we can get deeper into the fold with this thing. Let's keep on rolling with the tape.
This photo is from the Mount Cook Glacier in New Zealand. Mr. Emoto has been visually documenting these molecular changes in water by means of his photographic techniques. He freezes droplets of water, then examines them under a dark field microscope that has photographic capabilities. His work clearly demonstrates the diversity of the molecular structure of water and the effects of the environment upon the structure of the water. This photo is from the fountain in Lourdes, France. This photo is from contaminated water from the Yodo River in Japan.
No form,
In this
no
photo,
structure.
we can compare the contaminated water with clean stream water. Look at the difference. Mr. Emoto decided to see what effects music would have upon the structure of water. He placed distilled water between two speakers for several hours while playing different music and then photographing the crystals that formed after the water was frozen. This photo is of water being exposed to Beethoven's Pastorale. This photo is the effect of Bach's air for the G string on the water.
Uh-oh.
This photo is water exposed to Chopin's Farewell Song. This next photo is water being exposed and affected to music that was designed for healing. This photo is of water being exposed to the Kawachi folk dance. This photo shows the effect of heavy metal music upon the water. Here now we can compare the effects of healing versus heavy metal music.
So then that should let you know and give you the deeper understanding that the music that they're giving you is affecting your water. Oh gosh. See, when y'all hear me listen to all that love music and all that stuff, that's because I'm affecting my water with a molecular structure that's putting me in an unconditional love for myself stage. Then I can give that unconditional love to others because I love myself so much. So then that's when I give it to my kids, D-Ray, my spouse, you feel me, and to the world, just based off of me changing the molecular structure of my water with sound. So now all of a sudden, this experiment, right, that Emoto did with him speaking to the water, and I have my son do it for his science project this year. Him speaking to the water and changing the molecular structure of water is a very important practice that we need to have within ourselves. So that's when we get to the aspect of speaking to ourselves in the mirror out loud with your voice. Speaking out loud with your voice. Now, if you don't love yourself that much yet to speak to yourself with kind, positive words and look yourself in the eyes in the mirror, then you're just going to have to practice. Because essentially what's going to happen is eventually you will gain clarity, or it will start changing your water, and then you will see yourself in another light. And it will transform your specific water of NUN inside of you to see yourself in a whole different lens. I knew a few girls, they were from Cali at our school. They used to hate themselves. Beautiful girls too. They used to talk to be like, God damn it. What, like, they just gone. Like, just talk real down on themselves. Beautiful girls too, physically like beautiful girls or whatever, and they just used to shit on themselves and really talk real trash about themselves in such a demeaning way. And it used to, because I was a person so aware in college, right? I used to just observe that and be like, damn, what the fuck they thinking in their mind? Like, so hurt, smoke, because they would buy weed for me and shit. These two Cali girls, they buy weed for me and shit, be so hurt. Say, what the fuck is wrong? Just so depressed, like just a stage of like death in their eyes. Beautiful girls too, is crazy as shit. I said, damn, okay, they must have went through something tough in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, at the end of the day, they could have just tripwired. Like if they hear in this video now, they could tripwire themselves into a whole nother level of God and genius. Just based off of transforming their mind. Look, you can't do nothing about the past. The past was the past. And if you let that live in your water, then it's going to keep on making your water murky. And then your stream of consciousness is going to keep on feeding you that past reality that doesn't serve you. Your past doesn't dictate you, your vision does. So then whenever you seeing in your vision in your main screen, then that rear view mirror doesn't matter because it's in the past, it's behind you. It's time for you to look ahead and say, okay, let me start seeing myself in a positive light, because at the end of the day, shit, this is all I got. This is where I'm at right now. What, you just gonna beat yourself up forever and live in a specific reality that you don't want to live in? Some of y'all are living in a reality that's so trash and so bad that you're not even looking at yourself and saying, okay, how do I even change my whole mental about me so I can get out of this specific situationship that I'm in? It's mental alchemy. This thing doesn't have nothing to do with you working harder in the physical. You can work as hard as you want in this physical, but if you didn't change something inside of you, if you didn't change your water inside of you, then it's going to still yield the same results. So now we want to understand to the core, right, that you're just speaking to your water, whether you like it or not. Look at the words, thank you. It makes a crystallized figure. You disgust me, right? And this is also speaking about people that gossip and stuff, because all you're doing is just showing what's inside of your water when you speak about or gossip about people in a specific manner. And it feels good to you because your water is polluted, boy. So yeah, it's gonna feel good to you because your water feels polluted and disgusting inside. So you can gossip about somebody all day, because again, at the same time, at the end of the day, it feels good because your water is already disgusted and polluted inside. So now that shit just turns you on even more. That whole love and hip hop stuff y'all be watching and shit, you be like, oh yes, come on, I want to hear more of that. Yeah, yes. And it's just making your water feel better and better about itself. More and more murky. So remember, the universe or your waters of noon doesn't care what you put in it. It's just gonna go by what you want to do. You feel me? And if you want to keep on living in murky waters, then that's up to you. But if you want to live in crystallized waters, then I suggest you take this advice that I'm about to give y'all right now. Okay, so in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. This is an important sentence in the Bible, or the Genesis 1:1-5, chapter 1:1-5. Turn to your Bibles, please. Now remember, the Bible is a metaphysical code book that's giving you plays just like all these mythologies. Egyptian mythology, the Asiatic mythology, Christian mythology, all these Hindu mythologies, all these mythologies are just codes, symbols, codes for you. They're telling the same story in different versions because, you know, people like to be cute about their own color structure and shit. So they want to create, they're going to create Indian people are going to create Hindu gods. Christians are going to create white gods. Black people, us melanated beings, are going to create Egyptian gods, right? So we all Asiatic create the Asian mythologies and stuff, right? But it's all the same story, all one. You just got to understand the code in it. You feel me? This is 2025 now, and sometimes it even disturbs me to just keep on saying this stuff. But I know there's new people coming into the fold every day, so I have to keep repeating it because sometimes I get certain messages or emails about like, wait, what is that? What did you like? Damn, okay, I get it. New people coming, so you have to kind of keep reverberating the same thing that changes people's mindsets about certain things. You feel me? But it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. God created. You're God and you're a creator. Created, right? That's the word creator. You're our creator here. And the earth was without form. So that's you being the waters of noon, right? This the formless substance, the venom, right? They got Venom on Netflix now. The Venom, the Last Dance. I think it's called The Last Dance. And void and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So that void and darkness is essentially the subconscious mind, or the melanin, or the dark energy, right? Or the venom, which is melanin. You feel me? And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So that waters is you, right? Understanding that you have this substance, is melanin, this water that needs to be affected to create light. So they did it in all the movies, and I decoded all the movies too with it. Avatar, The Way of the Water, Wakanda Forever 2 was that with the water people. There was a whole bunch of water movies that I decoded already. Y'all name the other ones in the chat. I can't remember, but all of them is basically water movies that I decoded. I think that was 2 years ago. We had a whole water time. And I think last year was air. Last year, 2 years ago, I think it was water. Last year was air. We was just doing nothing but air last year. So shit, fire is coming somewhere. Fire is about to come somewhere in the future. This might be the fire year, actually. Shit, all this passion that's going around. You feel me? This shit might be the fire year. You seeing it all in spirit and every. It is the fire year. Tripping. God damn. Roy Ayers. Everybody loves the sunshine. Angie Stone. My sunlight. My sunshine has come. And then Tony, it never rains in Southern California. All meaning sunshine, baby. The fire is here, baby. And look, hey, I can't make it up. I'm just telling you what it is. That's how spirit works. You feel me? So now, when you see us do this Patreon build this next Friday, me, Yosef, and D-Ray with the elements, it's all gonna make sense. God bless. Hey, that's some fire ass shit for your ass, but god damn. And so much so, we want you to come into Patreon that it's on a discounted price this month only. Actually, the discount ends that Friday. So you might as well get in where you fit in, baby, and come get these gems, jewels, because we dropping in that bitch. Chaos in the blood, baby. It says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. So light is, again, the earth, the form, information. And what did he do? He said, he spoke, speak. Get that voice going, baby. You got to speak it into existence, speaking clearly with ease. Right? See, because, I get it. Y'all want to I'm going to just do it in my mind. Ha! I thought that same way too, for real, right? Until I really got down with the get down and said, oh, okay, this voice thing is very important with the vibration. I did a video on it with Sifu Manel a year ago when I said you got to speak in your meditations, right? So when I was staying in a 1-bedroom apartment, me and D-Ray, this is before we had kids and stuff, every full moon, I would go to the park, take myself to the park, and I would do a full moon ritual where I was speaking out loud with my voice. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was trippy, but I could feel the energy because it was dark outside and shit. And there would be some people still walking and shit, you feel me? But I would be speaking in such a manner to bring forth the specific manifestation that I was calling upon. And honestly, just to change your energy inside of you, because it's not going to like manifest tomorrow. It's just really just you changing the energy inside of you. So then you can start walking that bitch down and be in motion. So then, and I used to do it with English and with other languages. So I would, because that's when you do the the speaking in tongues thing. I can't remember the name we call it. Galaskia, right? When you're speaking, you know, kind of like gibberish, but it's still a form of transformation based off a vibrational pool. And you feeling positive. Feeling is the key. You feel me? The feeling of the jibber jabber that's coming out of your mouth. You feel me? But again, with the words and it being positive and you pushing or projecting that energy outwardly is a form of you actually feeling good about it. You feel me? Not in a nervous state, in a celebratory state. You feel me? So when you see people in church shouting and screaming, that's the word, baby. That's it. They getting up, they running, they jumping. There's something inside of them that's moving. Spirit has encapsulated their being. Y'all don't want to hate on them people because you believe in it's fake. They're really in spirit. In spirit is what? Inspiration. So that inspiration or that feeling mechanism that's transpiring inside of them is getting them in motion to move. So then when they even get out of church, they be like, oh man, let's get it, baby. Let's go to IHOP. Let's go to Denny's. Woo, that was a good word. Ha. And they go and eat and they forget all about that shit. They like, all right, shit, I'm good. Let me stop playing with you. But that's it though. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. That's genius. Because they're changing something inside of them. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That stuff is working for them. They might have a different version of what's actually working, right? There's some kind of entity outside of themselves, but it's really just them. So when you talk to yourself, you're just talking to your cells. And talking to your cells is what's crystallizing that waters of NUN inside of you. Used to be in church. I used to be smiling when I was 13 or whatever. You know, I used to be, oh shit, it's going down in this bitch. And that shit worked. Remember, the organs, all of that is affecting your organs. They playing that piano and stuff. That's vibration. That's affecting your organs, your glands. You feel me? So they knew what they was doing in the church to get you to donate. Bring that bread along, baby. Come on with it. You pulling up in a Bentley on your bitch ass. You driving off in that goddamn Toyota Camry. The preacher pulling off in a Bentley. Like, yeah, we did that one, baby. Hitting your ass up. Crazy. That church ain't no joke. Okay, so it says, and God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Okay, so that's good. So then also just remember that we're talking about subconscious and conscious mind, day and night, right? Feminine and masculine energy. So you need both to create the yin and yang or the pole, right? Or to be a whole or holistic and to carry out a specific feat. So you need row your boat gently down the stream. You need the stream of consciousness, right? And then you also need the crocodile, which is Sobek. You feel me? To bring it back in order. It says his power lies in balancing these forces, transforming chaos into order. Sobek, in your stream of consciousness. He's going to transform your chaos into order. I got a Sobek statue in my other office area. We got all the Egyptian statues anyway, really. So shit. But yeah, Sobek is one of those, you feel me, that you want to fuck with heavy. To bring the chaos into order. Because after you do the chaos, it needs to form shape into this earthly realm, which is the abundant space of you walking in a specific zone of genius, if you will. You feel me? All right, so boom. So yeah, understand this, right? Your water needs to be sung upon or vibrating in your singing bowl, which is your body. You feel me? Check this video out.
Water responds to subtle vibrational frequencies of all kinds: light, sound, visual stimuli, brain waves, electromagnetism, and frequencies in the spectrum that are even far beyond the human range of perception. Playing a crystal, glass, or Tibetan singing bowl full of water creates a healing harmonic resonance in the water that water just loves. Harmonic resonance has been defined as an organizing force that transcends other forces in the physical world. Sound and vibration act as organizing principles.
Sound and vibration act as organizing principles. So sound is you pushing, projecting a specific sound out of your voice or listening to particular sounds to bring forth the form into this world. So you can't do nothing without the sound. And some sound is confusing people, which is the gossip talk on the TVs, the love and hip hop stuff, whatever, the back and forth, hate or whatever, right? What you're speaking to yourself, you hating on a particular coworker at your job, you hating on yourself and talking down on yourself. All of these sounds is deteriorating your water inside and making it murky. Not only is it just about the foods and items you put into your body, your singing bowl, which is your body. It's also about the sounds you're putting into it and the stuff that you're listening to. So if you listen to the gossip, the conspiracy, the government is doing this to me, the hate speech talk, then essentially you're filling your water up with nothing but negativity. And then guess how you're going to move after that? You're not going to move. There won't be no motion at all. And that non-motion is going to put you in a state of influx, which is you continuously being mad and sad. And why is this nigga on? What the fuck? Fuck that nigga. That. Hating and shit. And then you just continue to hate while these niggas be thriving and shit, be freed in a bitch. Instead of understanding, all right, well, let me just understand how he, see, you can't hate, nigga. This shit is not about no hating. No, you got to congratulate everybody. You see somebody winning, there shouldn't be no hate in your heart. You need to be moving in the spectrum of like, oh man, that's fire. You feel me? And if you like have this envious feeling or whatever the fuck, you need to be able to look through the lens of them and say, man, and feel what they're feeling, so you can actually feel that energy in your heart. So if you can look through the lens of somebody that just won, right? And you can feel what they're feeling and embrace that feeling as if it's happening to you, then essentially you will feel that excitement, that joy for them as it just happened to you, like it just happened to you. And slowly but surely, as you chip away at that vibration or that murky waters, essentially what's going to happen is going to transform your world based off of you consciously, deliberately, habitually putting in a new sound, a new pitch, a new vibration in your water. Very, very important, family. I cannot make this shit up. You gotta feel this shit and really dive deep so you can change your world. Some of y'all got 50 years left. Some of y'all got 40 years left. Some of y'all got 30 years left. You don't want to be that old hag that's just mad at the world. Some of y'all is 20. You feel me? Some of you know what I'm saying? So it's time to just really transform that water, right? So then 5 years from now, or 2 years from now, or next year, or whatever, right? You can start to see yourself in a bigger light and in a greater light that transform your world.
can see this represented in the work of Swiss scientist Dr. Hans Jenny, who used audible frequencies to excite water and record the sacred geometry patterns that the water danced into. And this is exactly what happens when we charge and energize our water in a singing bowl. It becomes a liquid vessel of vibration itself. When water hears a sound, she stores it in the geometric matrices of her structure, converting those liquid sounds into an elixir for those who drink her. The liquid crystalline structure of the human body and all biological life was designed to absorb and respond to vibratory information delivered through water. Vibration itself is a nutrient, and according to some, it is the vibration as much as the chemistry of what we consume that nourishes us. As author M.J. Pangman said, as a carrier of vibratory information, water can be instrumental in maintaining the organic symphony of life. Informed with a vibratory input from the natural world, water becomes full-spectrum living water. Without it, water is incomplete.
Informed with vibratory information from the natural world. Informed with vibratory information from the natural world. So remember, what you're ingesting with thought alone, with the information. See, you are just addicted, and I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to the automatons. You're just addicted to the low vibrational shit. See, when I was on them drugs and shit, and in that whole space, I was addicted to drugs heavy. So I just needed it to fix my body, so my body can feel good, right? So it was a fix. Bars, weed, alcohol, cocaine, it was a fix on my body. It was like, oh, okay, now I feel better. I'm back, right? Same thing with information or light. If you're getting this false light narrative over and over and over again, and you just need to put on the TV to find a gossip channel, then that's fixing your body to that state of vibration that you're in. So it's going to take some work for you to listen to the conscious good stuff over and over and over again to change that water, because it's not going to happen overnight. To then shift into the new motion of love, unconditional love for yourself, and moving in a space of power. So then y'all see why I do the Motion Mondays, and boys is barely in that bitch. Because the Motion Mondays has to happen in order for you to change your water, whether you feel like it or not. You gotta force the water to get changed by listening to that shit. And that's what happens. You fight. Nah, I don't want to hear nothing positive today. Fuck that. My whole body. Nigga, there's days when I don't want to listen to none of that. But then I put it on and say, all right, I got it. I'm back. I got it. And then it shifts your body. You feel me? Now it's just natural. I honestly just love listening to it. You feel me? Because my water has changed. But let's say the gym, right? There's days I don't want to go to the gym. But when I go, and after I go, I'll be like, oh, okay. Ooh, okay, I got that in good. I'm glad I did that. You feel me? So then eventually, it's just an autonomic nervous system that changes inside of you. And that autonomic nervous system is calm and serene and expressive in a way of like, oh, okay, well, this is peaceful. So again, if you're addicted to low vibrational shit, then you're going to have to go through the drudgery stage, the destruction stage, the chaos stage of force feeding yourself with positive stuff. Because the addictive stuff feels good to you, and that's what they want you to stay in, is the addictive gossip stuff. So then guess what? You can keep on living in the subservient world that the system has created for you. Because they know you ain't going to get out without changing your water. So hey, I'll just tell y'all what it is, baby. You're gonna have to break free somehow, and the only way to break free is by changing your water inside. Nigga, don't worry about a motherfucking thing in this bitch. I'm telling you, I just changed my water, and then the world started bending to my will. So now you have to understand that that's a deliberate choice. That's a choice to make for yourself to say, you know what, fuck it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. But fuck it, I'm gonna just do it anyway and just keep on doing it. And even when I hear that little voice say, yeah, come back to this murky water. We still got a little bit of residue of that bayou in here. Come on back, baby. It's all good. Come on back. You know, negativity sells. And that's just should show you a lot. Because what? 90% of the world is workers, right? So 90% of the world is negative. So then obviously negativity sells. Okay, baby. Hey, see you at the top. Let's keep it rolling.
When you pour water inside a singing bowl and play it, you'll see an acoustic levitation in the water as it begins to vibrate, dance, jump, and create waves and droplets that are not only a spectacular and hypnotic sight to watch, the ripples of the water droplets also create a mesmerizing sound like raindrops. Different kinds of bowls are associated with different elements, different chakras, different healing properties, and celestial bodies, so you might choose to charge your water in a certain kind of bowl to reap the specific effects of that bowl's primary association. I recommend you pour enough water into the bowl to fill half of its capacity, not too much, or it may mute the sound and decrease the vibrations. Also, be cautious about drinking the water. Depending on the type of singing bowl that you get, metal singing bowls may leach metals into the water. So for this reason, only drink liquid charged in thoroughly cleaned glass or crystal bowls. If you only have a metal bowl, use charged water to water your plants or to cleanse your crystals. Find your beautiful water energizing.
So there you go. Hey, look, you can even put your bowl in a glass singing bowl and drink the water to infuse that positivity in yourself, right? But beyond that, before that, you could just speak to your water because you got water inside of you now. So then you take your water bottle, right? Speak to it with words of power, words of success, words of healing. And then essentially that you can drink that and it'll change your water, or just know that you're 70% water and you can speak to yourself. You feel me? So now the more you practice it, the more you'll start to feel better and better and better. And this ain't going to happen no overnight. That's what I'm saying. It's not just okay, in a month, I'm going to start feeling good. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some strength. It's going to take some courage. But eventually, that murky water will start to dissipate and start to change and transform inside of you. And then you'll start to see your world change. It's based off of you making other motion plays because you changed your water. So now I want to encourage the family, right, to understand to the core that you are music. Play your song to the tune you want to live in. Be water, my friends. Give me some questions. Everybody's about to be respecting water after this podcast. Absolutely, absolutely. Light language, yep. I love that name, Jeremy Mara. Jermara. That's fly. Let's fly. Get your ass in motion. Stay in motion. Hey, I can't make it up. This is your year. Roy Ayers, Angie Stone, right? The god off of Tony, that transition. That's just symbolic messages for you to get on your stuff and start shining bright. Because again, you have to realize that, hey, you can't dim your light for others. Them other people is not going to be able to change who you're destined to be. You feel me? You worried about people that's not going to worry about you when you die. It's up to you to change your world. And you have to be consciously, deliberately speaking stuff of power to yourself. You feel me? Because it's your time to shine, baby.
Stop being humble for it, nigga. You out here being humble when everybody popping their shit. It's time for you to start popping your shit then.
Chaos in the blood, baby. Pop your shit, talk your shit, and talk that shit with power. Whenever you look in the mirror, talk that shit with power, with love to yourself, heavy. Hey, if I don't have spring water, can I use sink or purified water? Definitely don't use that sink water. Yeah, damn, Titus. Ha. Definitely not that. But the purified water, all of it, yeah, definitely. But the spring water, people talk about this crystal geyser, but the crystal geyser is easy. You feel me? See, look, I used to drink that or these natural Texas spring waters. You feel me? Crystal geyser is the same thing, right? Now, obviously, people go to the depths of plastic versus glass and all this other stuff, right? But hey, this is mental alchemy, so it's not about what you're drinking it out of, and that overzealous energy that people are exuding is out of balance. You feel me? No, the water is dead and all of this other stuff. No. This is mental alchemy, nigga. You drink what Bobby say. He drunk peach soda and it changed him. So now, just you understanding that you can actually change whatever substance in the water is the key. So we not trying to do all that new age motherfuckers going to the extremity of this thing. You feel me? Niggas is gonna win with thought alone. So you don't want to put yourself in that whole extrematory position because you don't have a mind to be in a space of just understanding that, hey, this ain't about extreme measures. This is about you just taking action, and wherever you're at in them actionable steps is going to work. Because everybody else got all the money in the world, millions of dollars to just be buying glass water. You got to buy this certain type of, you know what I'm saying? You got to work with what you got until you can get to that level, and then maybe you still partake in it or maybe not. You feel me? So that's very, very important to understand to the core as well. Whatever you're doing is going to work. So don't let these people con you into believe. See, that's even tripwiring yourself, saying, nah, nigga, you got to drink this type of water. Or you got to drink this. Or you got to eat. You can only eat this. Only eat fruits and vegetables, nigga. Like now, you're like, damn, okay. You're trying to figure out how to, get more fruits and vegetables into your system. But then at the same time, at the end of the day, you got to realize that this food or these substances that we're taking is just information. So then you can transmute the information with thought alone. But you don't want to, but it has to be your mind saying to yourself that, okay, I tried my best. So even with the whole, see, I go after organic fruits and vegetables, right? Cool. But if they don't have it organic, then I'm going to grab the ones that's whatever. You feel me? That's GMO'd or whatever. And I can still transmute it with thought alone and not be so heavy or heartbroken on myself because it's just a day of me drinking these beet juices or whatever that's non-organic. You feel me? So you got to be able to transform all of that stuff and bypass that stuff because look, you tried. You like, hey, look, I can see the symbol and it's a beet. So now if I'm saying this beet juice is going to do wonders for me, then so shall it be. You feel me? Man, appreciate that, Sincere 529. Appreciate that, family. Peace and good health to you, Dream. I say. Be Like Water by PJ Morton and Stevie Wonder and Nas comes to mind. I say, yeah, that's fly. That's fly. Yeah, that's why I said put the sea salt and lemon juice with any type of water. Yep, actually, absolutely, Titus. Now, y'all want to be careful with too much salt, but yeah, just, take little dices of salt, and then also just drink. You getting salt anyway. Y'all know y'all eating that fried chicken still and shit. That salty ass crawfish y'all eating. You know you eating that salty ass shrimp. Getting 2 pounds of shrimp and shit. Potatoes. That shit already got all the salt in it. Drink some water behind that bitch. Ha! There go your alkalinity right there, baby. Ha! You feel me? There go your what they call it. The electrolytes and shit. Drink that water behind it. You'll be all right. What's up, Dream? Thanks for your advice. Been taking spiritual baths, getting deep into meditation now in a better space, and getting my hands into the comedy game in New York City. Ashe, Mike. That's fly, Mike. I love that. Mike Jones. If that's your stage name, you know you got to do a Mike Jones thing. Straight up and down. God damn. Yeah, spiritual baths is a good way to change your aura too, which is again water again, right? Go get the book Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. So I got it up here. That book is a game changer for me in my life. When we used to use it a lot, we just got all the herbs and we used to do the herb magic. Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs by Cunningham. And that book, it tells you different ways. So what I used to do is take the herbs. If it was an air element herb, I would take it, throw it over my shoulder, right into the air outside, and then manipulate the energy like that while saying words. You're saying stuff, right? Or if the herbs was supposed to go in the water, you can throw it into, if you didn't have the lake by you, right? Then you got to be creative and make a lake in your bathtub and throw it while saying words of power. You feel me? If you got to burn the herbs, you burn it in a sachet or in a cauldron. You feel me? Just put them in the cauldron, burn it, right? With paper or whatever. And then air, water, earth. And then if you give it to the earth, you just throw it to the earth ground. You feel me? And then that Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs give you each herb and element that turns up for you. I don't know why I don't got that book up here, but it's the same author that wrote Scott Cunningham. Earth, air, fire, and water with the elements. More techniques of natural magic. You feel me? And again, me, D-Ray, and Brother Yosef is going to do Spring Forward rituals. We basically giving out a whole bunch of rituals this Friday, or not this Friday, next Friday, when spring equinox is coming up, that next Friday, which is dealing with this science right here. You feel me? And how to manipulate these specific energies inside of you. So we just did the water, which is the downward pointing triangle, right? So I'm gonna show y'all how to create the 666 out of these elements. The Merkaba, essentially, if you will, and just show you the star, if you will, right? Because that's all you are. So then when you create with all the elements inside of you, which Bobby said in this tape,
drink water. Astral body and the material and the spiritual elements in you. That's why the most key essential thing in the world is water. And now all the guys heard, and all the people gonna tell you all this stuff about you need this for melanin. Hell, 10 years ago they didn't know shit about melanin.
Exactly.
And they're talking about the physical body, but the main key element and stuff, every element that you need is inside your body.
Every element you need is inside your body, right? So then if you know how to manipulate each element for magic, then you're just manipulating the elements in your body. So we just went over the biggest one, which is water in your body. And that's actually taking you to a whole nother place of God. Maya, you just reminded me I need to take a spiritual bath. Yep, I say. Yes, family. Yes. So again, family, I want y'all to understand to the core, right? This thing, it doesn't come with no goddamn lackadaisical energy, right? This is called chaos magic, and chaos magic, you have the potential to change and transform your waters of NUN inside of you, right? So I want to encourage the family, be formless, be still, be water, my friends. Y'all know what it is, family. Peace to the gods.